Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Laily Amin Fajariyah. I'm an English teacher at a small junior high school in Panggang, Gunung Kidul, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. And currently, I'm a doctoral student in the Department of Educational Research and Evaluation, Yogyakarta State University. And today, I'd like to answer some questions related to diversity. The first, whether diversity is important or not. In my opinion, diversity is very, very important. Why? Well, in Indonesia, diversity can be seen in almost all aspects of life. And first, we experience the cultural diversity where we live together with different people from different ethnic groups and with various local languages and traditions. Statistically, there are more than 1,340 ethnic groups in Indonesia with around 650 validated local languages. The diversity must not be seen as a threat, but we have to see it as a strength and a potential. Since we deal with the diversity in our daily life, it becomes exposure for us to know other people and other culture. And even though we might be different in the way of doing some traditions or in the way we speak using local languages, and also we have different traditional costume, we have many traditional songs and etc. But we know that we belong to one nation, Indonesia, and it teaches us the sense of belonging of the same nation. We also learn how to respect others, how to love each other from the diversity. The diversity is not only limited to racial or cultural diversity, but we also live in a society with various belief or religion, also with various socio-economic status, gender, and many more. The diversity gives us benefit also in improving our tolerance. So, in conclusion, diversity is important since we can learn how to love each other despite of our differences, and we learn how to be tolerant, and we learn how to communicate nicely or properly with other people from the other background. Next, the second question is, how can education play a role in promoting diversity? As an educator, I am very much interested in discussing diversity, especially in the educational context. I meet the students with various background. I meet students with many differences such as various cultural, religion, socio-economic status, students' personalities and abilities. And their diverse backgrounds influence their learning process at school. Believe it or not, the diversity must be included or must be taken into account in the educational background. And talking about the role of education in promoting diversity, it is very important to know that diversity of the students is not only limited to the cultural background or to the social economic status, but students also have various personalities, have various abilities, and those differences also can be addressed as students' diversity. Our students in the classroom, besides having different social economic status and cultural background, they also have different learning preferences. For example, some students like listening to the teacher or the audio, but some students like to speaking, and some students possibly prefer writing something compared to express their opinion in the oral form. And besides, the students also have various pace of learning. Some students are fast learners, some students have an average pace of learning, but maybe some other students, the rest are slow learner, or possibly there are also small group of the students in the classroom who have special needs. And education must embrace those diversity. The diversity illiteracy happens in my area, especially in my school. Since 2010, my school becomes inclusive school and we have special needs students in almost every year. The diversity illiteracy still happen for a long period of time among the students. So some groups of students still verbally abuse or sometimes bully the special needs student, and sometimes the special student is also outcasted when they have group work. So as a teacher, I have to respond to these situations by by try to give understanding to the students and help the special needs student to have a group work. The innovative idea from me to promote diversity in my doctoral study in educational research and evaluation. Currently, I'm conducting a research on assessment that take into account students' diversity. Reflecting on my teaching practices, I found out that my students have various needs and abilities. There is a need to accommodate those diversities in the classroom. Since my majority is in language assessment, I propose the model of differentiated English language assessment. In this model, students' diversity are accommodated. So the differences among the students, which is grouped into three components by Tom Linson, namely interest, learner profile, and readiness to learn, are accommodated. In terms of the students' interest and learner profile, students have to the choice to decide the topic of the discussion, such as their hobby and interest, and then their daily life or topics related to teenage life. And in terms of the learner profile, we provide various media for the students, for example, that fit their need and preferences. And for the readiness to learn, I developed worksheet for the students. For example, some students who need simplified text, and then the other need more vocabulary building, and then the other can be exposed to the more complex text. In the end of the implementation of the model in 10 schools in Yogyakarta province, most students were happy and they feel that the instructional and assessment process fit their need. So I try to disseminate my innovation, differentiated English language assessment, and share my innovations to other teachers in the conferences, in the teachers meeting, and etc. And for a further development, this model can be used to accommodate more aspects of diversity, such as various topics based on the students' cultural backgrounds and many more. That's all for me. Thank you very much. I hope that it answers all the questions. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.